Yep.
The ace standard for the men this year is 13:15.
13:36 is the time he ran on the roads also last week.
Wow, so
or not last week, but the other week at Carlsbad, like you had mentioned.
so Carlsbad is fast, but it's not track fast, Mount Sac fast.
I'm looking down through the U.S. list right now of the top 10 times in the nation so far in 2013. Half of them are from indoors, or over half of them, 6 of them. Lopez Lamong 13:07, Chris Derrick 13:12, 13:23 for Bumbalo. So our top outdoor time this year is actually Andrew Poor at the Stanford Invite, 13:33. And after that was Andy Bear, his training partner out there in Indiana, 13:34. So kind of gives you an idea. Will Leer rocking the
just tremendous,
tremendous mustache, and Jared Ward.
Oh, he's always got it.
You know, both of those guys true to the facial hair.
Yeah, I mean we have a season for it, Ryan. They rock it year round.
Ben Bruce, when I first met him, he had a mustache. When
Really?
I first saw him without it, I actually kind of lost respect for him, and not in a way that was warranted, but just being like, you know, I looked up to you as a man. Like, I thought you were the
Everything you told me, I don't know. Your whole life is a facade.
Actually, I think I walked by him once, right after,
Just blew
just
right
because I
by
was
him?
like, that guy just looked at me like I know him. I have no idea who you are. But yeah, it's been a great
He
night so
used
far.
to be a golfer, so I like to see him in golf attire. And mustache.
It's been a great night so far. We've had some great races. We had some great interviews this evening. I was actually down on the track after the 5K, speaking to some people. Saw Mr. Ryan Hall out there. Told me that he is healthy and training again.
All right.
So he's looking forward to getting back into shape.
Yeah, I saw a couple posts from him on Facebook lately. You know,
Yep.
he's revved up for Boston 2014. Hour in the morning, hour at night.
He was down there with his mom, and I was like, man, that must be actually a really good time for you when these guys are injured. She's like, actually, we had the best vacation. All like Sarah and Ryan, I think, and Chad. She said 3 of them were injured, and she's like, we got to spend so much time together. Just a lot of sitting around on the couch and hanging out.
You can't even.
So,
I mean, even if you are healthy, other than running, I mean, it's just a workout is on your mind so much all day that you don't get to be yourself around other people.
well, and you know, your parents always support you, but at the end of the day, everyone knows runners are crazy, you know, and that's why we all are so close and such a bonded group that when you are injured, they would never say to your face, yes, but they're like, all right, I'm actually going to get to talk to them today.
And we had a little camera pan in there on 3 that just did a nice zoom of Mr. Will Leer in that light blue top. And man, Ryan, I've seen Leer a couple of years now, and he looks about as lean as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he looks fit. He looks fit there. Saw Rory Fraser out there, New Mexico grad.
Mexico man. I haven't seen his name in a while.
Yep.
PR of 13:39.
Might even be from this race. I see Jake Riley there. Hanson's Brooks Uni, right behind Ben Bruce.
Do we see a Bobby Curtis out there, Ryan? I don't know if we do. Originally in the heat sheets.
Bolota's out there.
He's out there. He's on the far side.
Yeah, Bobby Curtis is supposed to be on the far end there.
Okay.
If we get a view back to the left, at some point we'll probably see him as we go down. So there's Riley and Bruce, Andy Wacker. There we see Will Leer. That's Sean Quigley, right there. Thatcher, BYU. I think
Krause
Krause,
outside.
yep. And then on the outside, we still have a chance to see some of these guys. Here we go. There's Brendan Gregg. There's Colby Lowe.
Malcolm Hicks in there.
That's Bobby Aprill, I think. Yep.
Ryan Donor into your screen now.
The donor. So I don't see Bobby Curtis. There's Jared Ward. Our runner there from Colombia, Andros Camilo Carmago. So, good field here.
We had another runner from Columbia, Missouri. That's Dan Quigley.
All right, so I'm going to run down through this list of names. Here we go. Gun is up. Runners are set. And we're off for the elite section of the 5K. And in this one, we have Byron Piedra of Ecuador. We have Daisuke Shimuzi from Kanebo. Rory Fraser running unattached. In the yellow, we have Yuki Sato of Nissan Foods. Bashir Abdi unattached. John Gilbertson running for the Masters. Bolota Asmerom unattached. Suguru Osako of Waseda University. Ben Bruce of Adidas. We have Jake Riley, Hansons Brooks, Tony Okello from Santa Monica. Heron Lagat is listed in here. I'm not sure if I noticed him.
He's running.
Yeah, I would have thought I would have thought he might have been a pacer, but he ran steeple last night. German Chaso is listed. I did not see his face in there. Also in this one, Liam Adams, Will Leer, Sean Quigley, Jose Mauricio Gonzalez from Colombia, Mexianco listed in there.
Like a 71 first lap.
71. Tyler Thatcher, BYU, Elliot Krause, Wisconsin, Jared Ward, BYU, Dan Quigley, Missouri, Ryan Donor of Texas, Andres Camilo Camargo of Columbia, Bobby Aprill, Michigan, Brendan Gregg, Hansons Brooks, Tom Humphreys, Malcolm Hicks, Peter Corrigan, Kevin Batt, Colby Lowe, and Nathan Martin.
So it's Piedra with the early pace-setting duties out front, and then Ben Bruce also in that orange Adidas kit sitting on his shoulder. Will Leer now moving into the position in that baby blue Nike top. So I'm not sure if Piedra is a pace setter or not. I think he's listed as being from Ecuador.
Ben Bruce is a guy that's experimented with some distances over the past few months and some races. He's done some Xterra races, I think a half marathon.
Why not?
He did a road mile last week in Boston. So he's a guy that enjoys racing. He said he literally just likes to race, and if he's not racing, he's not having fun. So he'll early season he'll mix it up with some road races, track races, some different distances.
On his shoulder, actually, Sean Quigley rocking that white. I think there's a Colorado flag on him.
Last lap
some
was
sort of
about
boulder.
66.
So 66 on that last one. Now Will Leer up to the front, not messing around. So let's see this. Will Leer. Maybe he's already committed here, Ryan. You know, you got to strike it while it's hot. And for a guy like Will Leer, if he's fit, you might as well hop in some quality races where you can A, get a hot time and knock out a standard, or B, maybe win a little road race money.
Yep. Sean Quigley in there that you mentioned. 13:27 was his PR from actually 4 years ago at this meet. So 13:27.17 he ran at Mount Sac. A year before, PR'd in the 10K, 28:03 out at Stanford Invitational. So he's running 2:14 marathon.
66 last lap.
66, Leer leading up front. And also 750s run for 3K. So again, 2008, 2009, Quigley seemed like he might be one of those up-and-comers, and been a little quiet the last couple years.
Well, Will Lear's probably run here quite a bit, Ryan. He actually, remember he was a Pomona College guy. Pomona not too far away from here. I think I actually stayed in Pomona last time I came to the Mount Sac cross country meet.
That's where our hotel is.
So Will Lear very familiar with this course, and as you can see, our Ecuadorian athlete back to the front.
So up front, Byron Piedra from Ecuador. And these guys coming up on 4 laps here. 1,600 meters, and we're going to be right around 420, 421. So in the back of the pack, Bolota comes in 425.
So now finally the whole field's stringing out a little bit now, Rye.
New leader now moving up. That looks to be hip number 11, and that is Now actually settles to third.
But we have Jake Riley on our screen. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't hip 11 there, Rye.
Yeah, it was not. That was hip number 19.
19. So that'd be Gonzalez.
Yep. Jose Mauricio
now we're into
Gonzalez.
the lead. Now
from
committed
Colombia.
into the lead.
Yep.
Quigley's still chilling there on the outside. You know who's been moving up well, Rye, is Elliot Krause. Krause didn't have any cross-country eligibility this year, but ran well indoors. I think he was 6th at the NCAA 10K last year. A guy who's very consistent and has a lot of strength from putting in some hard miles there up in Madison with Coach McBurn.
That last lap was another 66.
So he's dialed in 66s his last couple laps. So they were just over again 420 in that first mile. So that would put him about mid 1330s. When you're looking at pace over this distance, 5:58 on the clock, and still Gonzalez leading up front, and Piedra in second. Leer, Quigley. There's Rory Fraser sitting there in 5th place. One of our Japanese athletes behind him, along with Ben Bruce.
Ben Bruce is coasting. Maybe fading a little bit, but still looking very comfortable. Jared Ward on his heels. His 2K split here, 6:30.
Andy Wacker back a little ways. So they said about 67 or so on that one. And they're looking around. It looks like they want some pace changes.
Yeah, Leer took the lead up from the inside.
Yep. So it looks like they're trying to work together a little bit here.
I saw that last 2K split. Haven't locked in quite yet. I bet they'd like to be clipping out just a skosh faster than this, Ryan, for those 400 splits.
I'd like to know from Will too what he's thinking about this season. You know, he's been a very competitive runner at 1,500 meters and mile distances, and obviously we know he's got some range, and he's a tough racer. He's won it when he's in the race. You always know he's going to be in it with a lap to go. So wonder if he's had any consideration, serious consideration of the 5Ks. They come through 7:35.
Well, it's like we talked about a little bit earlier, Ryan, with Ben True. You know, nobody seriously talks about somebody in the 5K because we just have so much talent up, up at that level right now with Lopez and Galen and Legat. So it's hard to imagine anybody, kind of,
and then everybody else right
armor.
behind them.
Right.
Gosh.
So but then our 1,500 fields, just as deep and so many guys right at that same level.
And we're coming up on 3K right now in 8:07. So 8:07 for Leer as he continues to lead this group, and he picked it up once he took the lead, and it's starting to string out a little bit now.
And keep that standard in mind, 13:15. Man, it'd be nice to have that in his back pocket.
Yeah, they're a little ways off that right now. They'd have to pick it up considerably. Bruce trying to hang on. Ward's actually moving up.
Ward's bridging that gap a little bit.
Yep, just went around Okello. And 8:39 through 2 miles.
About 4:18 to the last mile, right?
Yep.
About a 64 last lap, picking up a bit.
Okay. So just under 8:40. They would be the #1 high school 2-milers in the country with that time. Just if you guys didn't pick up on that. Ben Sorrell, we saw him earlier win the mile. He's run 8:45 this year. Top high school runner.
A nice pickup for Coach Wetmore.
So Leer coming through, still leading at 9:11.
So it looks like 7 athletes committed to this front group here, Rye. Leer still looks pretty comfortable. So does Rory. Leer, Quigley's been coasting there too.
Looked like Lear's going a little wide, and I think he almost gave a look over his shoulder as to like, hey, you looked at me and I took the pace. You want to get in on this too? But I think Leer picked it up so much that I don't know if anyone can actually handle leading at this pace and keeping it going.
I just don't feel like anybody's going to take the pace any quicker than this.
No.
So this is all on Leer at this point.
66 is you had a couple guys ready to roll. 64 is we're at a different ball game now.
Well, it's your fault, William, for being being fit so early. Your fault, Bill.
So he was averaging about 242 for the K through 3K. And at that pace, that would put him at about 13:31, and he's picked it up since then. So,
yeah, now a gap being made here, Ryan. Piedra's trying to latch on. Don't know Piedra's plan of attack here. You know, he took it out quickly early. You know, Leer easily cruised by him. He quickly responded, went back into the lead, and then he let Leer take it from there. So,
hey, Rory Fraser, look at him trying to stay with those guys. So 10:46, so they were 2:39 over that last K.
Yeah, rolling about 64 still. Man, give it up to Rory. Rory originally British?
Yep. So again, 10:46. If they ran 2:40 over the last K, that put him at 13:26. So
they'd have to really roll.
Man. Let's see what Leer can do here.
62, 60, I'd say 62 mid on that last 400.
11:18. He'd have to run 2 flat to no, sorry, I'm thinking of 15:18 for the women. But so 13:15 is obviously the men's standard. So he's going to set a PR tonight. Look at him. He's starting to open it up. Roy Fraser, again, 13:39, his PR. He's well on PR pace.
And 13:36, the PR for Will Leer.
600 meters to go now. 11:49 on the clock. 11:50-51 for Piedra and Fraser.
That last one was about a 63. He's really clipping him off.
Man. Leer now, 500 meters to go. And let's see if anyone can close the gap on him. Still got a lot of running here over this last lap.
I'd put my money more on our boy Rory than Piedra. Piedra looks like he's in the hurt locker.
Yep. 12:20. There we go. Rory, 12:22 moves up.
Uh-oh.
Wow. So this is going to be over a 10-second PR for Fraser.
13:39 his PR.
Yep. And probably about that for Leer also. So great races tonight. The conditions are ideal. Nice and cool. Air down there for these 5,000 meters. Rory's starting to tie up a little bit. Will Leer still moving forward. Very smooth. Ben Bruce is now moving up from about 6th to 5th.
Yeah, that was a 30-second 200.
So now Ben Bruce showing his kick. He's got one. He's in the 4th now at 12:59, 13 flat. But Will Leer, Roy Fraser, and Piedra.
Rory's still running well.
Yep. 13:08. Will Leer is going to be low 13:20s tonight. I don't know. We might have a guy thinking about some 5Ks this year. Roy Fraser closing really well. 13:21.
So about closing about 60 high.
About 13:24 for Fraser. We might have 3 under 13:30. Ben Bruce faded a little bit to 5th. So there you go. 13:21.55 for Leer. 13:24.07 Fraser. Piedra 13:28. Sato 13:30. Ben Bruce 13:30. Bashir Abdi 13:30. Liam Adams 31. Sean Quigley 13:31. So for Sean Quigley, not too far off his PR.
Well, so Fraser, I mean, putting his name in could potentially eye that British 5K squad.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Farrell obviously eyeing that. Mo Farah is the first one that comes to mind, the gold medalist. Chris Thompson in the mix there, so that's actually a pretty interesting battle that might heat up towards the end of the summer here.